Hello and welcome to the first video, Being Santa, on your beard bleaching process. Now, some things in the book were written kind of generally for people who don't have digital scales. Some of it was a little dumbed down, so it's going to be a little bit more complicated at times and probably not as complicated as it should be at other times. But I have went ahead and I've pre-mixed, and I haven't mixed anything, but I've put my powder and my liquid in the bowl. Like I said, Trionics, this is what I recommend, 20. Make sure you shake it really good to wake up all the enzymes. In the book, I say use equal cups of powder and liquid. Now, that's not really accurate. To be accurate, you want to use scales. And this time I'm using scales to show the difference. Because what I ended up using was I used 3 cups, a little less, a little more, and I had 40 grams. And then I applied 2 cups of the liquid and I had suddenly 80 grams. So this is much thicker than how I normally have used it in the past. I normally make it more like pancake batter. This is much thicker. Now the benefit of it being thicker is it's going to be less drippy. It'll be less likely to get on your skin. So in my book where I say equal parts, that's not really accurate. The most accurate way to do it is with scales. And so like pour 40 grams of the powder, 40 grams of the liquid, or 60 grams of the powder and 60 grams of the liquid. That's what Trionics website recommends. I think I can get away with just 40, but looking at it now, I'm probably going to step it up. Matter of fact, I know I will, so I'm going to pause now while I do that. Okay, I stepped it up. I would suggest using 60 grams equals, or 4 cups of powder and roughly 3 cups of actuator. Now, I use 20. A lot of people will need to use 50, okay? Now, if you use 50, you're probably going to want to add scalp ease. I'm not using scalp ease because I'm only using 20. My hair is already pretty white. And as you can see, I'm a blonde. So if I had darker hair, harder to saturate hair, then I would use the 50. But I've been doing this with Trionics for about 5 years now. And so I know I can do 20. Now I've showered and I have washed my beard with a stripping shampoo, okay? I got these from my dermatologist. They had samples in the lobby in a basket. This is T-Sal by, well, I got to put my glasses on now, don't I? By Neutrogena. This is La Roche Purifying Foaming Cleanser, or you can just use some kind of a body wash. Now, what you want to use is something that has a very high pH balance. In my book, I talk about using baby shampoo to wash your beard with because of its neutral pH. So some soaps have a positive and a negative. And baby shampoo has a neutral, which is why I suggest using a neutral on your beard while you're growing it. Now, after I've colored it, I will be switching to a higher quality. This is Matrix Instacure, and it's for fixing chemically processed hair. So I'm going to switch to this now. I've been using baby shampoo all summer, and now I'm going to switch to that. So I stripped it because my beard was so full of oil, because I put coconut oil and beard oil, and I just keep it hydrated. Well, that coats the hair shaft and it doesn't allow the chemical to get into the follicles. So you want to strip it out, and you can tell the difference if it has a high pH. When you try to run your hair through it and you're washing it and you're rinsing it, if it's really hard, if it's squeaky, versus soft as you're rinsing the shampoo out, or if it's squeaky and you can feel it, that's because it's got a high pH balance, okay? So it's stripped out all the oil. This hair is as fresh as it can be. And so now keep in mind, a sponge that is moist absorbs more than a dry sponge. So I use, this is a reverse osmosis water, but you can use purified water. Don't use tap water with chlorine. Don't use spring water because of the minerals. Use purified water or reverse osmosis water. and get it a little moist. It doesn't have to be soaking wet, not saturated, just a little damp. So then we apply it. Now you want to wear a t-shirt you don't care about, something that you can throw away, because if you get the bleach on there, it's going to damage it. So normally I don't wear a shirt at all, but since we're on video, anyhow, I didn't think y'all needed to see my chest. So now that I've got it moist, I've got my batter mixed. Now you can use two different type of mixers. Some people use a whisk. They sell this at Sally's Beauty Supply. I don't like it because it wastes product. It gets stuck up in there and you got to tap it. It also, I think, creates more air bubbles and whatnot. So I prefer a tiny spatula. They sell these at Sally's as well. And you can just fold it over kind of like you're making cake batter if you've never made a cake. Well, you should make a cake. And so now what I'm going to do is I use the brush. This is the brush you can get at Sally's. And I'm going to brush in the top bits, okay? Because that's the part that really needs to be white. And then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to start making 1 inch 1 inch parts, sections, and I'm going to get it on there, trying not to get it on the skin, okay? Speaking of, before I do anything, I'm going to put on a boatload of chapstick or Vaseline to my lips, because your lips will get burned if they're not protected. This is bleach. It's not made for skin. It's made for hair and cleaning, but it's a rather harsh chemical. So, loads of chapstick so you don't burn your lips. And you need to have a tube ready to breathe out of. A cardboard paper towel tube, an old wrapping paper tube. I've seen some guys have professional PVC tubes, just a piece of tube that you can put in your mouth to breathe. Because once you get this applied, or while you're applying it, it's very toxic. It's very, very strong. So here we go. I'm going to start by first brushing off my spatula, cleaning the spatula and getting product on the brush, trying not to waste. Now, like I said, I'm going to start by painting in just the top portions of my beard where I think I'm going to have problems lifting it because it's pretty dark and I want to get it on first here. Try not to get it on your skin. If you do, have paper towels on standby. My mustache takes a while. It doesn't want to lighten. So I'm going to go ahead and paint a little bit on here. I'm not going to go too crazy yet. I will come back and really get nuts with it. Right here, I seem to always be darker. So there. Not a lot. It's just kind of getting the parts a little bit here and there. I'm going to come back and I'm going to really do it crazy. Now, gloves. Should you wear gloves? Yes, you should wear gloves. Especially if you have any kind of cuts or abrasions on your hands, you don't want this chemical getting in it. So this is a thing of do what I say, not what I do. I don't wear gloves when I use chemicals. I like to be able to feel it. I do wear gloves when I'm doing yard work. I don't know, go figure, right? If I'm picking up a piece of lumber, I'm afraid of getting a splinter. So then I come back and get the product off of the skin. You don't want any product on the skin. And you can put it on there, it's not acid, but get it off. Okay, now I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do what I talked about. This is hard for me to see on my own. I have had my wife help, I've had friends help, but this is completely possible to do on your own. So I whack out first I'm gonna do this, okay? And come in here, pull this apart, not on the skin, go down to the shaft of the hair, right where it comes into the skin, and pull it up. Brush it up. It's not rocket science. I wrote this whole book inspired by my friend, one of my closest friends, he's the only person I ever taught to swallow swords. And then he taught me how to be a beekeeper and how to do bee rescues. And now I'm teaching him how to be Santa. So he inspired me to write the book to help him out. And now he inspired me to help him whiten his beard. So these videos and this book was all to help him And now I've learned I can help others too, which is kind of nice. Kind of nice to help people. Okay, so now I'm going to come in with the tip of the brush. I'm going to knock out about a 1 inch. It's going to pull a little bit, so just be gentle. Okay, pull it out. Okay. And then keep this up here. I'm going to come in and paint this side and this side. So you get a double whammy on this part. And you're going to continue doing the 1 inch parts, double whammy all throughout. So do the base and do the top. Now, the book has a new update. If you received one of the first copies, it did not cover the fact that Trionics has changed their policy this year to where you have to have a licensed professional to buy their product. For many years, they were able to quietly and silently work with Santas to help them out because they knew that not all Santas had unlimited funds and could afford $500 worth of having their hair colored by professionals. And the problem is a lot of professionals, cosmetologists, they don't want to do a beard. They've never done a beard. They don't want to touch the face. They deal with women's hair. They don't deal with men's beards, so they're scared. And two, Christmas season is their busiest time of the year. That's where they make the most money, like florists during Valentine's Day. Another 1 inch part. Paint this side. And you see I'm not really worrying about the ends right now. We'll get to those. Just worry about the shaft next to the skin. Anyhow, and barbers, typically they don't deal with chemicals. They deal with shaves and haircuts. So they're not really educated on bleaching beards. So that's why the lovely people at Trionics have the inventor. He silently and politely and lovingly worked with Santas. Well, some professionals in the hair industry thought that undermined their value, their education, their knowledge. And I understand that. I mean, it takes 1,200 hours of schooling and roughly, I don't know, $20,000. I don't know what cosmetology school is these days, but it was $10,000 in 1989. So I don't know what it is now. But they got upset. And Trionics got worried. They don't want to hurt people. They're in the industry to help people, like you are as Santa Claus. So you should be able to understand that. So, long story short, you now need a licensed barber or cosmetologist to purchase the product. They don't have to apply it for you. But as I've always said, even me, I have professionals, other professionals, hair professionals on standby. I can call them up. They don't always answer the phone. If I call them during normal hours, I can ask them questions. And you should too. You should have someone on standby in case. Because this is your moneymaker. This is the professional. I mean, this is why you're getting paid to be Santa. You're not just a guy with a beard. You're a guy with a white beard. And you want it to look beautiful and not burn it, not damage it, not hurt yourself. So that's why they've updated their policy now to where you have to have a license. So, and yeah, I've continued making 1 inch segments. I'm getting down to where it's pretty globby already. I mean, I'm kind of hit the top, kind of hit the bottom. So at this point, I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to start lathering it on. Try not to get it on the skin, okay? When I say lather it on, not like rubbing it in like shampoo. Keeping it off the skin. Just getting it all on the hair. And now I start bringing it together. Now, this probably isn't going to be possible. It's so thick. This is thicker than what I normally use, but I do like it. In the past, I've always used a much soupier mixture. This is almost more like concrete mixture than pancake batter in a way. But it's not falling off, it's not dripping, it's not getting everywhere, it's not as messy. And as long as you're careful with your brush, it won't get on the skin. But unfortunately, sometimes I'm not careful with my brush. So come back and get it off the skin. Don't allow it to stay on the skin. Rinse your hands off like I'm doing now if you're not wearing gloves. Don't allow the chemicals to, here I'm telling you, don't put it on the skin, don't put it on the skin. And yeah, I'm not wearing gloves. Again, this is very much a do what I say, not what I do. Everyone's different. Let me say that right off the bat. I should have said that right off the bat. Everyone's different. Everyone's hair is different. Everyone's experiences are different. That's what makes us human beings. That's what makes us original. So my system works for me. I'm sure it would work for lots and lots of people. But I'm not saying it's going to work for everyone, which is another reason why you should have a professional on standby. Now, the 20 is not nearly as strong as the 50, so I don't have to have that cardboard tube. The first year I did this, I used Sally's Beauty Supply, which they're a great company. You can go in there and buy your shampoos, your conditioners, your mixing bowls, your brushes, all your equipment from them. They're very knowledgeable for the most part. I found Sally's to be very knowledgeable. So go to Sally's and talk to them, but Trionics is my favorite product. I don't worry about melting my beard off. And the difference is, I haven't even really explained the difference. So Trionics, most traditional bleaching methods to whiten hair use a bleach and a peroxide. Powdered bleach, liquid peroxide. This is not peroxide. It's an enzyme. So it says peroxide on there, but yeah, I don't know. It's not peroxide. I mean, it must have some type of peroxide in it. You know, now I come in here and I just mash this all together and I make myself look like an Egyptian statue. Just get it all clumped together and mush it around. And this is why I don't like wearing gloves, because I like to feel it. I can feel where it's dry. I can feel where it's wet. I can get it distributed throughout the clump better than if I had gloves on, I feel. But again, if you have nicks, abrasions, sensitive skin, you don't want to be doing this barehanded. You want gloves on. I mean, I have gloves. I'm not making excuses. I have gloves. I'm just not wearing them. But back when I was a cosmetologist and I did color, I didn't wear gloves either, so my hands were always brown and red and all sorts of colors. It's not healthy. Again, it's not advisable. Okay, so now I'm pretty well painted on. One thing I, of course, didn't bring into the bathroom that I now have to run in the other room and get is a hand towel. I just brought paper towels in here. But I highly recommend having hand towels on hand for Santa year-round. I use them in the summertime when I'm out doing yard work to mop off the sweat from my beard, because the beard's hot. That's kind of a good look, isn't it? Look like a gnome. Okay, so I'm not going to run in the other room right now, just because we're rocking and rolling here and I'm about to dismount. So come back with a damp cloth, get all the product off the skin. Don't allow any product to live on it. They can visit, but they can't stay there. In a minute, we're gonna bag it, which, processing bags. You'll buy a package of these at Sally's. Sometimes they're out, so make sure you go in advance, because I have had Sally's run out, and I had to resort to something like this. And it's reusable, which is nice, but it just doesn't fit right. And so shop in advance and get your processing bags well ahead of time. And one package will last you a lifetime. I mean, they come in this big old bag full of these processing bags. If your wife colors her hair, she might have some. Probably not. It's more of a professional thing, not a kitchen beautician thing that you get from Walmart. So, come and clean my neck off real good, because I got sloppy down here. By doing that, I see that I didn't quite paint it up here good. So Shell asked me, my friend who I'm making this stuff for, when do you start the timer? You start the timer when you bag it. So yes, the chemical has been on certain areas for the past 17 minutes that I've made this video. I haven't started the timer yet. So come back, clean off the face. You don't want anything on there. Neck. I'm gonna go ahead and put on more chapstick. My wife just came home, so my dogs are barking in the background. Clean off your lips real good. And again, apply chapstick because we're about to bag it and process it. Okay. What I do with the bag is there's a little seam on it. I keep that at the bottom. I pull the bag all the way out. I tear a hole in one end. I put that over my ear. Now, if you're using 50, you're going to want a tube in your mouth, and you might even want earplugs stuck up your nose because this stuff can be noxious. Anyhow, but I'm using 20. Bag it just like that. I go underneath the nose and over the mouth, and I just breathe out of my nose. Once you get the bag on, you can't smell it. So at that point, you could remove your tube out of your mouth and your nose plugs. And if you have to drink in the next 45 minutes, you can poke a small hole here, stick a soda straw through, and sip some water. However, I don't advise it. So now I'm gonna set the timer. I'm gonna breathe out of my nose, and I'll be back in roughly 25 minutes. Okay, real quick. In the book, I say to check it after 20 or 25 minutes. So I'm coming up on that. I've still got another 15 to go before I spot check it and see how it's processing. Right now it's nice and smushy. It's getting nice and hot. So real quick, I want to go over Trionics. The reason I swear by it versus anything else. You get the Knockout Bleach Blonde. This is the bleach. It's violet, so it really likes to go white, which is great because that's what you want in Santa Claus. Purple makes things whiter. I'm sorry. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and barber, and I still can't explain this thing very well off the fly. And this is the actuator. But if you have black hair, you're going to want to go with 50 lift through. Okay. Stronger. I can get away with the 20. Because I'm already pretty white, and my hair is blonde, so it's more porous and just more open, the follicle. Think of a hair shaft as like a piece of rope, and you can open and close it. These are the follicles. And in order to lighten hair or color hair, you have to open the follicle up, get inside there, and change the chemical process inside the hair. Then rinse all that out and close the shaft back down. So you want to use warm water to open the follicle up. And when I'm done, I'm going to use warm water to rinse this, not hot, just warm. And then once I'm done shampooing and conditioning, I will then use cold water to rinse it to lock in the conditioner and to close the shaft down. Now, I live on a septic tank, so one thing I do is I took all my tools outside and I rinsed them outside in the outdoor spigot, not in the sink, because I don't want to kill all the healthy bacteria that's inside my septic tank. And bleach will do that. If you have a septic tank, you know. So I'm torn whether I'm going to wash this off a little bit in the garden hose and then shampoo in the tub, or if I'm just going to dump a box of Ridex down the toilet tonight. So I don't know. But anyhow, I just want to spend a little bit of time talking more about Trionics and why I like their products so much more than anything else I've ever tried. It's just gentler, less worry-free, and does a wonderful job. So that's my little bit about Trionics. Okay, 25 minutes in. Here's the spot check. Take it down. Check it out. Okay, I can go longer, but it's really looking good. I'm probably gonna go another 10 or 15 minutes. So total processing time will be about 40 minutes for me today. Sometimes I go 45. The package says don't go over 50, but I go around 40, 45. See you soon after I've washed it out. Okay, so after 40 minutes, this is what I came out with. So it's still got an awful lot of brassy, golden, blonde, beach blonde into it, but it is considerably lighter than it was before. The second treatment will make it go white. Now, what I do, take the processing bags. Right now, at this point, all I have done, like I said, you're gonna have so many of these bags. I have shampooed with Matrix Instacure. Joico also makes a good one, Defy Damage. So that's what I used to use, and so I switched to Matrix. Every year, companies come out with new and better lines. Something you can get at Walmart, creatine. I'm sorry, it's a 10 Miracle Deep Conditioner, but it has keratin in it, not creatine, keratin in it. This is a good conditioner, very good conditioner. I use this a lot. And then as well as their spray leave-in conditioner. Right now I have warm water running. I'll turn it off now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply warm water to the hair. Right now it's just been shampooed. I haven't applied anything else to it. So I've washed out all the product, all the chemical bleach. So it's no longer processing. I'm gonna heat up the follicles, opening them up, like I said, with a rope. And now, I'm gonna apply Instacure Matrix Conditioner to it, and I'm gonna bag it with a processing bag to try to put as much moisture as I can back in. When you bleach the hair, it makes it very dry. It strips out a lot of its natural moisture. So, lather it on. Use a very wide tooth comb, nothing too fine, to comb it through. You'll notice your skin will be a little sensitive. Even though we try not to put it on the skin, you know, it still has the gases. So your skin will be a little sensitive. This conditioner kind of helps that too, because conditioner is not just for the hair shaft, it's also for the skin. So when you apply conditioner to your scalp, you're also conditioning your scalp. It'll make your scalp healthier and your hair grow better. So keep in mind, conditioner is not just for the actual hair shaft, it's also for the skin that the hair grows from. So now that I got that on, another processing bag, find my seam, pull it nice and wide, tear a hole around the ear, bag it. Now, I always swear not to use a blow dryer on your beard, but before I go to rinse this out, I might hit this with a little bit of heat on a blow dryer just to open up that follicle more and allow that conditioner to really get inside of there and put moisture back in the hair shaft. So I'm gonna leave this on for probably a good 20 minutes before I go rinse it out. And that is step one of bleaching your hair. The next step will be in 4 weeks. It'll make it completely white, and I'll see you then. So this is the finished product, and I do not endorse using a toner. Okay, I tried a toner once, read the book, but in a few days after the follicles close and they're no longer open, I will then use a purple shampoo. Some people say blue. It's a purple shampoo and purple conditioner. You don't want to do it right off the bat, because otherwise, as my good friend Frank turned into Papa Smurf, it will make it blue until it rinses out. Don't freak out and re-bleach it, but just wait a few days, let the follicle close, and then you can use purple shampoo and conditioner to make it less beach blonde surfer dude. So there you go.